it feels like lightning's wasting time for you. Counting the days till I'm gonna be struck. You're my lover, babe. Rolling on it, on it, that's just something you got about you, baby.
This is Aaron at Popaholic, and we're talking to Kevin Martin from Candlebox. How are you doing today, Kevin?
I'm good. I'm resting up in Philly. Got a show tonight, so everything's great.
Excellent, excellent. Well, you know, I always felt that Candlebox was the model band that personified persistence. You were persistent getting your debut out in '93, and even when you guys kind of broke up in 2000, you're persistent now, again, regaining that ground during that period when you guys weren't producing music. How has this, with this new album that's out, Love Stories and Other Musings, how has the creative process changed for you since the early days?
How have things changed? Wow.
Well, the creative process.
Well, I think for us, we used to sit around in a rehearsal studio and knock songs out 3 days a week. Now, we live in different cities, different coasts, so it's more so about like MP3ing ideas back and forth, getting together for a week out of, every 2 months we'll get together for a week either in Seattle or Los Angeles and, hammer out ideas, set up studio time, and then really kind of hone the songs in and focus them in the studio. That's what we do nowadays. We used to do, pre-production for a record for 2 weeks and then go to the studio for 6 weeks. So now it's all about, really kind of putting ourselves under a certain kind of pressure that makes us, actually, we're better musicians under pressure, I should say. So I think we prefer not working so hard on the songs outside of when they're actually going to be recorded for the record, just so that we can kind of keep them fresh. And we tend to play them. If we have 2 or 3 songs that we've got before going in the studio and we happen to be on tour, we'll try them out during the show, occasionally and see how they go over live. So, whereas we used to not do that so much.
All right, cool. You also have about 5 old re-recordings on the album to fill things out. Now, I read that the reason for this was, you had done some songs for a video game and then you decided to add a few more things there. Was there any thought to having a different arrangement when you revisited these songs?
Yeah, we actually discussed that in depth on every single one of them. I think the conclusion we came to was, these people love these songs. We love them. We like to play them live a specific way. Let's leave the live version the live version. And if we're going to re-record these and for the the purposes of relicensing them at some point, let's try and keep them as true to the original version as possible. Like I've said several times, it was very, very challenging. I don't think we expected it to be as difficult as it was. I think we maybe thought we were going to pop in there in one day and record all 12 songs or something, which obviously is ridiculous because there's a lot more put into those tracks than we remember. And it took us quite some time. I remember the vocals for Far Behind took me 3 hours, wow. To finish on this.
Wow. Well, let me talk about the new album. I have to tell you, I love the song Sweet Summertime. I mean, it's great that you guys have sort of gone in a melodic direction with that song. It's not all about a hard rock riff. Not to say that you can't do the hard rock riffs like you used to. Lifelike Song is an awesome hard rock riff song. But Sweet Summertime, tell me how that song came about.
Well, I happened to just be sitting in my kitchen one day playing guitar and talking to my wife. She was in the kitchen talking about, when are you going on the road next? And, being away from our 4-year-old son. I don't want you to be gone too long. And, just that concept, that conversation we were having inspired the lyric of the song. It's kind of my, what's that Journey song, Faithfully or Bon Jovi, Wanted Dead or Alive. It's that road song about how much you love and hate the road at the same time. And it's such a difficult process, and I don't think people really realize how much pain it can actually cause you as a musician being away from that you really, really love. And I mean, that's why a lot of musicians get so screwed up on drugs and alcohol. It's the only thing that kind of makes your day go by that much quicker till you can see your family again. And so my wife really inspired those lyrics and the music. I'm a really amateur guitar player, so I just kind of, I really like the combination of chords, the E to the D to the A, and then I also like the C sharp movement into the chorus. So it just happened. I just started playing it, and next thing I knew, I had this song, and I took it to the guys for rehearsal, and they were like, "Oh, this is really cool. What do you want to do?" And I said, "I don't know." And so we sat on it actually for a couple months, and then Steve came around, and it was time to do that track. And Ken Andrews was like, "Look, I really love this song, and I want to make sure it feels like a Tom Petty song. And let's make it all about the melody, all about the story. Let's not overdo it." And that's how it came out the way it did.
Awesome. Well, let's. I want to just wrap up things because I know we're short on time. But tell me, what's the since you've been touring since the beginning, what's the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you at a performance? Or the band at a performance?
The most embarrassing. I've fallen off the stage several times.
It's always a good one.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I got a cake shoved in my face for my birthday just recently. No, I mean, mostly, I think for us, touring with Metallica was really, really hard. And, because their audience is, they're so passionate. They just want Metallica. They don't want, Candlebox, man, like, for God's sake, Suicidal Tendencies, Candlebox Metallica just doesn't even sound right. And that was a hard tour. And I think for us, we took a lot of crap from their fans, and, got shit thrown at us every night, and hit with Jack Daniel bottles, hit with rocks, hit with mud, and that was, I think, for us, as strong as it made us as people, musicians, it also was a little bit like, God, man, people really don't like us that much. And so I think more so, it's not that we did something embarrassing on stage. It was just kind of like, let's not ever do a tour like that again, because it's not really our audience.
Yeah, you're really suffering for your art with that one.
Exactly. Talk about paying your dues.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I love the variety on this album. Not only do you go through the classic songs that you re-record, which has your, original sound, so to speak, but you have like a good variety of like really hard rock, really good riff rock, and really good melodic rock, which is one of the reasons why I'm talking to you, because, that's what I cover, really good melodic rock. And I think you really hit the nail on the head here. I think you'll get a lot fans that haven't given you the second look to give you the second look now. So I wish you the best on tour and continue to promote. And are you coming up with? I read somewhere that you're coming up with a follow-up album to this as well. That you're working on it still.
Yeah, we have another. We have 7 or 8 songs in the can that we've worked up. We want to work on another 5 or 6 out here. We'll probably pop in the studio, I'd say, in August and track a few of those and see how they're going. So we can probably gear up for a spring release next year. It'd be nice to be able to follow this record up, year by year now, rather than we've been, like I said, we're not the most prolific band. We take a little bit too much time between records, so that's not going to happen anymore. And so being one step ahead of the game is always important.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Kevin Martin of Candlebox, for your time. I really appreciate it on this interview.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right. Take care then.